modern day masculine man, take one.
Ooh, what makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
What up, fam? We are back in effect. We had some technical difficulties going on, but hey, we here. Like old girl from Color Purple said, I may be black and I may be ugly, but I'm here. I may be handsome. I might have dimples and curly hair, but I'm here. I'm here. How you doing tonight, Miss Carla?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm excellent. I said, man, I've been looking forward to this topic, and then we was having a technical difficulties going on.
Yes, sir.
And then some happened when I sent it to you again, and it just went out completely. So I was like, dang. And then I said, well, let me call her back and try to set up a new live, because I really want to get the topic out, because this is a wonderful topic, and it's something I really want to discuss that people don't really discuss. And I think men have a big issue looking for this, and men have a big issue not understanding how to deal with a woman when she's looking for love. I think men jump through too many hoops for women looking for love. I think men do too much for women looking for love, and women don't really know what this love they is looking for. I said earlier, I said, I think love is something that was marketed to a woman. But you go ahead and set today's topic up, and we're going to get on into it, because, you know, I got to be out of here at a certain time, but we're going to try to go over, because I really want to get this thing going. Go ahead. Get this thing going, Miss Carla.
Welcome, everybody. It's Coach Carla Nicole. I am here, a little raspy, because I've been a little under the weather, but listen, I made it. So today we're going to talk about what is going on with women not being gratified, satisfied, or really excited into the love affairs they're in. They're finding themselves bored, miserable. They get everything they want and they still want more. What is this? What's going on? Men are flustered and frustrated, trying to figure out, why can't I win in this love thing? Like, they're trying to figure it all out. Women are hassled by, well, Jonathan does this for Cindy, so I don't understand why my man don't do that for me. When I come home, he's just laying on the couch, or he's coming in not really activating my attention desires that I need. So I wanted to talk about this because a very motivating clip has been going around with a woman that has stated that she has a man that takes care of everything at home. However, she's making more money. She made sure to mention that. But outside of that, he's taking care of home. He comes home every night. He's doing everything he should be doing. And yet she's just like, I deserve more. I don't feel this. So anyway, Schuler King, one of my favorite comedians, put this clip up and was like, what's going on with women having this issue with dudes doing right? Like, why would she say that? I said, well, first of all, let me tap in on the mindset. Because, you know, for me, I'm always going to come from a different angle. Everybody's going to get caught up and wooed by what she said. He's not enough, and I do more, and I want more. But my point of view, of course, is always going to be different. So I said, well, actually, she came up to that microphone, not necessarily for resolution. She came up to the microphone justifiably for her own, what she says to herself, her internal dialogue, the conversations, the rehearsals. I call them the dress rehearsals in the mind that we have with ourselves. She's been saying this conversation with herself for a long time. She just wanted to go up and share it with everybody else, not for resolution. And actually, the hosts that were chastising her didn't cause any sweat to drip down her back or nothing. She could care less what they said because it's not about that. She came up there for attention. What she's not getting at home, she thinks she should be deserving. That's what she came to the mic for. It was to show everybody, look at how well I am. Look at how well I preserved I am. Pretty girl. That wasn't the problem. The problem is she came to there, and what she was really doing was showing everybody, look at how nice of a woman I am, but I'm not really getting what I deserve. Here's where I want everybody to pay attention to. There's been a lot of ranting and raving, shall we say, everywhere else about her, what she said. It's what she didn't say that I paid attention to. What she didn't say that everybody's not catching on is, I have an inflated ego. I deserve more than this mediocre thing that he's giving me. I deserve more. So this is why no matter how much he pours effort, energy, love, care into this woman, is going right out. Doesn't matter what he does, what he doesn't do. It doesn't matter because it's never going to be enough because she most likely was raised right. She was taught how to be decent. She was taught how to be poised, how to be chosen, if you will, by decent men. She knows how to do all that just fine. However, what she doesn't understand is internally, none of that matches her. The way she was raised by her family and taught well and how well and you could speak and all of that, none of that matters. This woman wants to be trained on. She wants to be slapped around. She wants to be in some kink. Her husband is boring to her. That doesn't match who she is. Even though she was poised and pretty, that's not who she really is. She wants to have some sex fun. She wants to get out here and get done up. She wants a little bit of drama. It's too boring. It's too monotonous. And so she's in this monogamy because it's the structure she was taught to be in. But internally, she wants a little more X-rated, fun-loving, careless kind of structure. And what she exposed is that her sexual truth is not matching the structure she's in. So ladies, this is for you. Understand, if you don't know your sexual truth, no matter how poised you are, no matter how great you can present yourself in a relationship, if that's not really a part of your sexual truth, it doesn't matter. You're in the wrong structure and you're never going to be satisfied, let alone gratified. So that is what she actually showed us. So that's what this is about.
And she said one thing that solidified something in my mind. I'm gonna just say this. I don't believe a goddamn thing a woman has to say. I just don't. I don't believe a woman. Not because I think women are habitual liars, but I do think that women are pathological liars by nature. They have to be to survive. When she said, my husband does all this, he does all this, then she went back and said, but I make more money. That's when I knew the bitch was lying. Because if you make more money and your husband pay all the bills and pay for everything and take care of you, that means your money is your money. So ain't no woman got no motherfucking issues when she get to keep all her motherfucking money. So I know the bitch was telling a goddamn lie overall. But I feel like men need to stop trying to make women feel loved because women don't know what love is. Women don't want to be loved. Women want to be happy right now. And I've always said when I met my wife, I hope you ain't getting with me to make you happy, because I'm already goddamn happy. You make me happier, but you don't make me happy. I don't look for no human being to make me happy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a situation like since the beginning of time, like I always said, romance, Roman circa era. Man has always sold women like a childhood thing about love to just keep her busy. You know what I'm saying? Man come home, he done conquered a fucking whole continent. What did you bring me? I brought you a flower. It's yellow. You never seen one of these, right? It's a yellow flower. I went all over the world looking for flowers, and you've never seen the yellow flower. I got some chocolate. You ever tasted that? Oh, I never tasted that. Oh, yes, I killed the giants. I slayed kingdoms for you to have this. So a woman is always sitting back waiting for a man to make her feel special. And it don't exist, because 1 minute she feels special, the next minute she don't feel special. She mad at you. She's not happy. She's not excited. I agree with you. That girl want to be slutted out. She want a train ran on her. That's what I say. So, granddad, that's an old saying. You can't turn a whore into a housewife. They were talking about real prostitutes at the brothel. That means there's no way you can go get one of them whores out of the brothel and make her your wife, because every man in the town then fucked her. You will never, ever, ever feel good about yourself. People are always going to tease you. People are always going to tease her. She can't rewrite her reputation. However, when it's talking about a promiscuous woman, give me a promiscuous woman. Give me a woman that had her share dick, and I can calm her down. Don't give me no cornball bitch that's square, that ain't no fun, that I can't calm down. So what I see is, I see that girl right there that was talking that shit. She's a square cornball that ain't no fun, that really wants to be a hoe. You see what I'm saying? I can take a hoe and turn her sexual energy down, and me and her can go have all the fun in the goddamn world. Whores are the funnest girls. The promiscuous girls, they gonna smoke reefer with you. They gonna drink with you. They'll ride in the car with you all night. They'll sleep on the ground with you. They'll do anything. Them fake good women, they whoring just like other women, but they boring as fuck. And that's the type of woman that I think is a boring woman that don't even know how to speak up and say what she need. But you can look at a woman and tell when she need her back blown out. That's exactly what she need to get up there and say that shit. And if I was that man, when she come home, I would leave her ass where she's standing for guilty. First of all, you're a married woman. Married women don't go out to single events talking. So you said exactly what is right, Miss Carla. She wanted some goddamn attention. That's exactly what she wanted.
And she got it.
Yeah, she got it. I hope he leave her ass. I just think, for example, as a man, I've never tried to please a woman. That's an old African proverb. God gave her eyes, her breasts, her ass, her titties. A woman want to change everything about herself. If God can't please her, how the hell can a man please her? You'll break your damn neck trying to please a woman. I roll like this. You like me, you get on my program, or you get the fuck away from me. And I think that's just how men should be. No matter how you cut it, men should be like that. If you like me, get on my program or get the fuck away from me. That trying to please a woman, it's crazy, because when you at home all the time, she say you ain't getting no money. When you out getting money all the time, she say you ain't home. They got a song. What Bobby Womack said? I can't be in two places at one time. Do you want me to go out and get money, or do you want me to fucking stay home? Which one?
Right.
So it's just, I need something to complain about. I need some drama. A woman needs some drama. That's why you can get her with a soap opera. That's why Young and the Restless has been on 50 fucking years with the same characters. They need drama. That girl just needed some drama. She needed somebody to say, oh, girl, you got a good man at home, girl. Or somebody to say, girl, you know you need to do better about that, man. She just need to hear some drama. So I don't think men stand a shot at love. But, you know, as you go forward, I'm going to give my opinions. But I don't think men stand a chance at love.
Well,
because don't nobody love a man. A man ain't love. A man is desired for what he can offer. And that's how it should be.
Well, it all depends on what type of man we're talking about because men
Hmm.
come in different seculars of design. There's different types of men. There's men that are traditional. There's men that are visionaries. There's men that are just out here doing what they do. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about visionary men that have vision, that really are trying to make something and do something and build something, those men can't be with women that are traditional. They can't be with women that are just out here doing what they do, but they can be with purposeful women. So the problem is a lot of times the purposeful women are different and they're wired differently. Purposeless women are usually the ones that end up connecting to visionary men. And then his vision is the side chick. He can't get a break because if he's not giving her attention or he's focused on his vision or he's focused on this and focused on that and on the phone with the business and talking about this and going over here, I got to travel there, that's a problem. You know why? She has nothing to do but watch what you're doing. But purposeful women with full of purpose don't have time to chase you around to see what you're doing. They're busy on purpose. So this is why most of the time when you get a visionary and he's with a purposeless woman or a woman not in her greatest ways, if you know what I mean, they constantly conflict. But when you build a bias and say all women, it gets us in narrow mindedness. All women are not women that cannot connect with visionaries. It's just that visionaries must connect with purposeful women. Purposeful women are realistic. They're not drawn by romanticism. They've outgrown it because what happens is when a woman gets tapped into her purpose, she starts to realizing I have to be realistic, not romantic. Does she still want to be dated? Yes. Does she still want to feel womanly? Yes. Does she still like a man to take her out, spend time with her, make love to her? Of course. However, that's not what she's driven by because now she's driven by purpose. This is where we get conflicted, but we cannot say all women because all women are not. That's inaccurate. Women, even saying just women in general, that's not accurate either. We must make sure that we disintegrate which women we're talking about because a woman that's in a traditional affair that she's in and it sounds like to me she probably never has been outside of that marriage, never had any other experiences worth nothing, so now she's bored with it because she lacks purpose and self-loving. When you're insufficient with loving yourself, you can't love a man anyway. Doesn't matter.
And I think I think I'm gonna be honest. The whole idea of romance, and like you said, and saying with the topic, men don't stand a chance. I just think men don't stand a chance in love because if you're not, if I think if you're a purposeful man, you don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about no fucking love and romance. I don't give a fuck about that. I need a woman to watch over my soul, a woman to be there, a woman to understand. I can get that from a side chick. You know what I'm saying?
From a side chick.
Side chicks worship you more than your own main woman.
Well,
Your main woman, your main Chris know my shit. Chris know if I got shit in my drawers. She know if my feet stink. You know what I'm saying? So that side woman will worship you more. But the point I'm making is
mm-hmm.
I've been in situations with women that are married or a woman that got a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
A woman that's got a man.
Mm-hmm.
I went over her house, right? This is some real shit. This happened to me recently. When I
Mm-hmm.
said recently in the last few months,
Okay.
a woman that I knew that I had been talking to for years
Mm-hmm.
told me, I can't talk to you anymore. I'm in a relationship. I'm going to try to give it a real good try.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, cool. 3 weeks later, she hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
stuff ain't going right. Da, 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 da. Can you come see me? I went over there. Now, let me tell you what happened so you see what I'm saying when I say about drama, the drama and fake shit that women like. This
Okay.
I laughed and she got mad and we stopped speaking because of this.
Okay.
So I go over there to see her
Mhm.
and she wants to talk, blah, 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 blah. I took a pint of 1738 liquor over there and I had a 6-pack because that's what she drinks, 1738 cognac, and I had a 6-pack of Heineken.
Okay.
I went over there, we had some liquor, whatever. I drank a couple of beers and she act like she didn't want to have sex or whatever. And I was like, cool, because I'm cool with you. I've been knowing you all these years. I leave.
Mm-hmm.
3 months later, she hit me up. Come by, holler at me, chill. I go over there. She pulled out a bottle of 1738 and said, those 3 Heinekens you left over here the last time are still here. I said, oh, you saved the liquor from the last time that I was here and the beers that were left over? She said, yes, I did. I said, why the fuck are you lying? She said, I'm not lying. There's 3 Heineken in the refrigerator and you see this pint of 1738. I said, well, actually, I scratched the bottles of Heineken and I scratched where the liquor left. These aren't the bottles. You going out of your way to make me think that you ain't had no motherfucking company over here since the last time I left. She needed that drama. She needed to feel like I'm a married man and you want me to think that you don't talk to nobody but me. I don't think you're moral. I don't think you're moral by sleeping with a married man. I don't think you're bad, but I don't think you're great moral by doing that. So my thing is, you went all out of your way to show me ain't nobody been over here. Those are not the same 3 bottles of liquor. I said all that to say.
Oh my God.
She wanted me to think, wow, you kept those? You must really like me. And I scratched them because I knew the bitch was going to keep them because all women do that. If you go over a woman's house with a 3-pack of Magnum condoms, if you use 2, when you go back over there, the next time she going to say, that last Magnum you left is over here. Bitch, I know it is. That's what y'all do. So you're trying to trick me. So when I say that drama, she needed some. So when I say that's not the same liquor and beer, she got mad and was so upset. But it was just clear it wasn't. So what I'm saying is, why are you trying to make the side nigga think that you're more loyal to him than you are to your main nigga? Because it feels good. It's something exciting. My wife used to try to argue with me, and I'd be like, it seemed like you're trying to start an argument. No, I'm not trying to start an argument. But after the argument, here you come crawling over me like a fucking cat, purring and shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she like, I say, hey, don't try that makeup sex shit with me. If you want some good sex, tell me I need my back blown out. And I blow your back out. Don't try to have an argument with me and have some dramatic makeup sex. I don't do that. I won't do that. I won't sleep with a woman when she need that makeupness or when we didn't had an argument and she want to be my friend again without apologizing. No, when you come purring to me like I'm a cat, hey, oh, so you ready to apologize? Oh, no, never mind. It's like, I don't believe that this feeling that women are looking for exists. I don't think they think it exists. I don't think they never felt it before. You ask any woman with a purpose and some understanding about life that got her shit together, who ain't out here crazy over a man.
Right.
You don't talk like a woman that's still crazy over a man. You ask a married woman that's got a man that she really love or really down for, or you ask a woman that's in a committed relationship with somebody, it's almost like she said like, child, I got my man. Look, don't come to me telling me what my man doing. It's almost like a woman that's mature and got her purpose. You can't even walk up on her and tell her, I saw your man at the movies with Carolyn. She'd be like, oh, girl, you don't care if your man cheating? Girl, I ain't thinking about that. I'm too busy. You know what I'm saying? That woman with purpose I realized the older, I know I'm saying a lot, but I realized the older I got,
Mm-hmm.
the women that didn't bother their man got treated the best, had the biggest houses, had the nicest cars. They just didn't bother their man because they saw marriage and relationship and love so much more than who he's spending his time with.
I'm gonna
My
put
wife
it
don't even ask me where I'm going.
for what? I mean, for what? You
That's what
had
I'm
a
saying.
whole because let me say something to you. This is gonna be some raw truth. You had a whole nother woman in your house already.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I forgot people know
oh,
about that.
oh no. Let's get fuck the bullshit. You already had a whole woman in your house already. So what's she gonna check on you for? What's the point? For what? Because at the end of the day, let me explain something to you. This is some raw stuff for real. Because I've been really raw today. I don't know if it's just in the energy field or what. But the raw truth is, at the end of the day, when you really are in a relationship, you understand that your man or whatever he is, if he's in your space and he's using effort because he gives a damn about you, he's covering you, making sure you're good, he's looking out for you, he's checking your tires, making sure you're good even after an argument, he's checking your dehumidifier and pouring the water out, he's doing all this stuff, right? And then he just happens to go out of state or he goes over to Sarah's house or he's going over here, what the hell does that matter? Because what I want most women to get, and I'm so over the cheating thing, so over it, beyond words. But if we're honest, because you know I told you I'm raw today. When we sit down and really look at the truth, when you are in a relationship with someone, you are in a relationship with that person at that time, correct? You're with each other, right? Now, when he decides or you decide that you want to venture out or go here or date there or he's over here, that's y'all's business, correct? We have 0% control over what a man's penis is entering into. 0. I don't even care if you go over there. Pounding on the door. Kicking her windows out. If he is still putting it in her while you kicking the windows out, it don't matter. It's still going in and out. He'll come out to the shattered glass on the seat, but it ain't gonna stop him. But I tell you what you do have 100% control over is what's between your thighs. That's what you got control over. Now you spending all. Now let's get nasty real quick. Isn't it a new statistic showing that maybe about 40% of children aren't even biologically the fathers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So while we're worrying about what he's doing, we're not spending enough time worrying about what we're doing. We don't even have this under control. Trying to manage and micromanage. Before you leave, I need you to hand me your penis before you go out this door. Hand it to me. Let me hold on to it, and then I'll give it back to you when you get back. That's not reality. I don't care how much you love your man and take care of him and do everything right. And I've got him and I'll look out. I'll pray for him every night. That don't matter. If he's moved, and obviously you were moved by Miss Lynn that was living there, right? Yeah, you was having fun. But Chris is the one that lasted. Am I correct?
Yeah, you know what, Miss Carla, this is the thing that's so funny to me. That old saying, mama's baby, papa's maybe. It's like saying a dad never knows if that's his child without a DNA test. The thing that's so crazy to me, as I get older, me and Chris was talking about sex the other night and sex life and talking about menopause. And it's like if the average woman knew what menopause was gonna do to her, My wife was saying like, yo, if I knew what menopause was gonna do to me, even if we didn't have an open relationship, I would tell you, boy, go get you some pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like what menopause, how she feel about menopause, and how I feel about as men get older. There's gonna come a day where a man he ain't even got an animal. He can't keep his rocks on. He can't stay hard. It's like there's gonna be so many times in marriage where there's so many things. I remember me and my wife kind of got this mentor couple that mentor us. And they don't have an open relationship, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? But we was out with them and we was out at a restaurant and they've been together almost 60 years. And they've been married like 40 some years. And they was sitting there and they was saying something, they was laughing and they was joking and he was kind of eating and she said something. He said, you better shit, you gonna make me knock the dust off that thing. And she said something like, you ain't knocked the dust off this thing in 4 years. So I know you lying like that. And we was just sitting there like,
wow.
And they go out. Carla, I want to be like them. You ever seen that older couple? and I've seen a black couple when I was in college. They would come to the calf and eat 3 meals a day. They was like 90 some years old. And I never seen it in public, but I would see this older black couple come to the calf. And it's a man and a woman. And that man is walking so goddamn slow. She damn near holding him up. And I would just sit there and I would say, man, that woman holding that motherfucker up. I said that man probably was hell one day. And his wife literally holding him up. Both of them at like 80 or 90 or some shit. Right. And they would sit there and she would literally feed this motherfucker. He would be, and they would do this shit 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we called them, the Central's oldest couple. Okay. I would see this same thing when I would go to like Bob Evans. Old ass white man and his wife. They in there eating breakfast every day. They eat lunch at Bob Evans. They go, and it's like, I admire that so much because they said they hadn't slept with each other in 4 years and was sitting there happy and in love feeding each other. So me being me, I couldn't help but say something. I said, shit, you ain't knocked the dust off it in 4 years. Somebody knocking the dust off of it. And he was like, shit, long as she don't bring him home, long as I don't know about it, I don't give a damn. And it was just sitting there. They said it so matter of factly, like they didn't say we got an open relationship. I know what she's doing. He know what I'm doing. It was just like, look, we together. This shit ain't even. It's like don't ask, don't tell. Army, that man say he hadn't. His woman say you ain't knocked the dust off this pussy in 4 years. And I swear to God, to this day, they still like our older mentor couple, and they together and they love life. They done raised their kids. Right. They so got to the point where sex is the last thing on the fucking totem pole. Right. And I really think there are times when sex is very high on the totem pole, when there's no purpose, when ain't nobody got no land together, when don't nobody own no homes together, when don't nobody got no 401k together. It's like sex is just like, I've always said women that worry about sex, that's all they have to offer. Because a woman that offers her man a whole lot, in my opinion, she's not worried about it, because it's like the woman that all she got to offer is sex is like, where the dick at? Where the dick at? The dick at? I hope the dick ain't out there being sucked. Like, what the dick? Because all I can do is make the dick go down. So that's my job, is keeping that dick going down. That's all I got. Where the dick at? Where the dick at? Where the dick at? Where the dick at? When a woman has a lot to offer to a man, she just live. Yes. I'm gonna say this last thing, and I see it in reverse. All right. My wife was like, she wanted to start eating cruciferous vegetables. She read this shit about cruciferous vegetables and what they do, and cruciferous, blah 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 blah. Okay. So I said, okay, I'm gonna start cooking them for you. So I made her this cabbage, this like garlic parmesan cabbage. Just some little shit I saw on the internet that I thought was neat. Man, she loved that shit so much. She was like, I could eat this every day for a while, because I just, you know what I'm saying? So I came home. She came home today. I had made her another cabbage. and you would thought I had gave this motherfucker a gold ring. She was
Absolutely.
just so happy dancing in that kitchen.
Absolutely. Yes.
And she know the cruciferous vegetables that I'm gonna make for her is
Yes.
gonna lead to her life being longer.
Listen.
You think she
Absolutely.
worried about where my dick being?
For
No,
what?
she's
That,
not.
that's irrelevant. That's what
And,
I'm
and let me say this to my audience and to people, our audience. I'm not promiscuous at all. Because I have freedom to do something, it makes me not promiscuous. You got to be a hell of a woman to get my motherfucking attention.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a hell of a woman to get my motherfucking attention.
Well, because look at what you got at home.
Yeah. I told this lady I met the other day. And it's sad that it's like this. You know, they said 70% of women divorce their husband and go cheat around with a married man.
Absolutely.
And I was talking to this woman, and she was saying something to me, and she was kind of flirting, and she was like, why you act like you ain't into me? I said, I ain't into you because you ain't married. She said, what you mean you ain't into me? I said, I ain't looking for married women. I said, but the fact that you ain't married just shows me you don't know how to fucking treat a man. Bitch, you ain't married at this age. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't in a committed relationship with somebody that you got a partner with. Like, so I'm not saying that it should be like that at all. I'm just making a point.
I get it.
That the woman that divorces her husband goes and mess with a married man because she know a married man know how to treat a woman. Now she just want to be treated right by him without the responsibility of being his woman. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I just think when it's all said and done, Miss Carla, men ain't out here looking for love. Or shouldn't be. The guy that's out here looking to be loved, you know what I'm saying? I want to be respected. I want to be respected. When I come home today, I went jogging. First thing my wife did when she came home, she said, I saw you was at the trail. You want me to rub your feet? I said, of course. Look how that made me feel so good that she saw that I went jogging.
Well, you did
foot massage.
Again, that's what but let me explain something to you, because again, this is where single women mess up. Single women mess up because they don't understand some real raw shit again. I'm getting ready to get raw again. I told you today is in the energy field, whatever reason. Anyway, listen, single women. If you don't have real access to married men, you don't know the quality of married men. Now, I'm not saying
it sounds fucked up, but it's so true.
Listen, I'm just being honest. I'm being raw now. Now, let me explain to you about why you need to have married men. Because, and that doesn't mean to sleep with them. God damn, do I have to tell y'all everything?
No, sleep with them. I'm playing.
I'm playing. No, don't sleep with them. But what you can do is you can have them cover you. Because again, you need husband energy. There's something about a very active husband in your realm as a woman that will help you to elevate into your understanding of your eccentric feminine energy. Because husbands that are really out here doing the work that real husbands do, like on that Kindle shit that Fantasia's husband is doing, that's some real husband shit right there. That man will make you just drop your drawers and you don't even know, where did my panties go? I thought I had them on, but what happened? Oh my goodness. But back to what I'm saying. Husband energy is very important because husband energy is able to cover you. It helps you into your own understanding of why men are important. Because right now, the narrative going around is we don't need no man. We got it. We don't need you to pick us up. We don't need you to check us out. We don't need you to comb through us and make us accountable. We do. No, we do. We do need men. I don't care what they say. They can tell you anything. But real husbands that are in the role currently, I'm not talking about ex-husbands or widowers or men that used to be husbands or dudes that was married 15, 16, 18, 20 years ago. Those aren't husbands, baby girl. They're not. I'm talking about active husbands. Because when you have interaction, I'm not talking about sexually, I'm talking about interaction to where you understand how they cover you, what they look out for you, what they say to you, how they guide you. You start to get a whole different understanding of why they are essential. Not saying you got to run down the aisle with some man to get this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the value of husbandry in your whole realm of what you got going on is essential for women.
You know what, Miss Carla? And the funny thing is, the sad thing, and this is why it's so hard for us to get by as a black race. The things that you just said is so motherfucking true. But why we act so fake like it's not the deal? Our grandma had no problem admitting that. With the shit that you just said, it's like, for example, I've seen women that I've worked with before, and I'm an active husband, and they treated me like their husband, and I treated them like my wives, and it won't necessarily some fucking going on.
No,
like literally, like they come to work. I need my car jumped, or such and such. Oh, I got a guy that washes cars. Let me call my boy up. I wasn't even paying it. Let me call my boy up. She come out to the car, her car wash. You know what I'm saying? It's just like kind of like knowing how to be treated, like knowing what to expect from a man. So it's like, I hate to say it, like it sounds funny the way you just said that, but it's just the goddamn truth.
It's the truth.
It's just the 100% truth.
And men, and men that have not been husbands, or they've been out of being active as a husband, they're easily misunderstood as husband-like, or that they are someone that can be a husband, because once they become inactive, they're no longer that. It can be very misconstrued, because if a man isn't actively in his husbandry, he cannot really flow with you in a husband way. You got to respect that and properly place the men accordingly, single women, in your life appropriately. If this man is married and you have some moral values, now you just heard it from a husband that's open, that clearly just said, I can't respect that you have morals if you sleep with me. He just said it out of his mouth. I'm saying, pay attention. So
exactly.
Okay.
And I have and I have no. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're a bad person.
No, you just
stop acting like
morally.
Why are you trying to make me think you loyal to me when you're not loyal to the man that you're really with?
Listen, let me tell you something. I always, when I was in, of course, since I playgirl years, when the games was on, and I was having a good time and popping bottles and sipping wine and dancing on the dance floor and all that, and just having a good time in my singledom. My rule of thumb: never sleep with a married man. Till this day, I have a crazy ass friend, been friends with her for years. Her husband is like a godfather to my daughter. Been friends for years. She's crazy as hell. Just crazy over her husband. She, till this day, always brings up, you don't play that married shit. I said, no, I don't.
And Miss Carla, you know that's funny.
When I was in the raw crazy, having a good time and fun, I still have my boundaries. No.
And you know what's so funny about that? Even as a dude sitting here listening at you, I respect that so much. But when a married woman cheats, I don't look down on her. I don't know why it is like that. It's like, I'm like, okay, I can understand. This is a married woman. She handling her business, doing what she need to do. She cheating with a married man. But if a married woman, if a single woman sleep with a married man, I like, you're immoral. But if a married woman sleep with a married man, I'd be like, oh, okay, you just helping your marriage get along. It's
you're okay with swinging.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's a situation. So say, for example, how when you look at it, thank you, Mila Renee, 10 buccarinis, bing, 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 bing. We always have to give a shout out for that. Huh? Oh yeah, you got 5
I
on
got
it.
5
You
on it.
already needle and thready. So my thing is when I'm looking at it, like say for example,
Yeah.
how I have to be personal so you can see what I'm saying. Like what you would say with a married man.
Yeah.
I went to see a friend probably about 2.5 months ago,
Okay.
and she was like, well, you're gonna drive there. It was about a 2.5 hour drive. So
Mm-hmm.
she sent me a cash app. I was like, she's like, oh, that's for your gas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool. I got there. You know what I'm saying? As a man, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna at least take her out to dinner, at least take her out to lunch. When I got there, she was like, look, I already bought food. I know you can cook. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't trying to be going nowhere. I'm like, bitch, you're so right. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to come in your house. Your house is beautiful. It's clean. This shit is like a yin massage parlor or something. You know what I'm saying? She cooked. She got food. She liked
Mm-hmm.
my cooking. She
Mm-hmm.
knew I didn't want to go nowhere. She knew I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be out and about. I cooked. We had some wine. She
Mm-hmm.
massaged me the whole weekend. We did our thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy. That woman know as a married man, I don't want to be at no fucking hookah bar doing no hookahs and doing no shit like that. So she understood
Mm-hmm.
because she's been a wife before. She is a wife.
Is she a wife right now? Is she
Yeah.
active? Okay. Well,
She understood. She know her husband. She know her
where
husband don't want to
was
be
her,
doing
her
all that.
husband? Where was her husband at? He wasn't there.
I don't know where the fuck he
Oh,
was. Like I said, I was. If I don't.
but you know what? You know what I love about it though is that you got penciled in and you didn't give a damn about that. Like, all right, it's bet. But men are easy to cheat with.
Trey Prue, you got 10 on
Men
that.
are easy to cheat with because at the end of the day, when you with women, we're normally honest. Look, I got something going on over here, but if you want to spend some time and you want a block of it, then you're going to have to understand that I got something else going on.
She
And
said bop bop challenge. I don't even know what that means.
I
Bop
don't
bop.
either. I have no idea. But
But like,
when you have that block of time, a man is going to be all in with the block of time. You know what I always told you, and I told you this way back in the day. I learned a lot about sexual energy and sex from a rabbi. His name is Rabbi Friedman.
mhm.
Not an attractive looking man. Nothing about him is attractive, but he was dope with it. He was the one that said, if you are in a relationship or marriage, you should schedule sex. I thought, schedule sex? What the hell? And he suggested that you sleep in separate beds. I thought, really? That's different. But he challenged my mindset because you know when my mindset is set,
Yeah.
I'm not doing all of that. Of course. I'm a Capricorn woman, so you know all of us cats are crazy as hell, and we
Yeah.
have to have our strategy the way we want it. But anyway, he challenged it. He's like, look, at the end of the day, we need to understand that if we are going to be in a relationship, when you schedule out your intimate time together, it's something anticipating the eagerness to see each other. And there's a welcoming in the space without really saying anything. You just say, well, when you going to be here? Well, let me wait a minute. What time? Okay, where we going to be at? Okay, my place or yours, or we going to, we going to home too, or what are we doing? Like, where are we going? Radisson, where are we going?
You
Well,
know what's? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's a conjuring of the energy. And then you got this anticipation. So now you're like, ooh, what am I gonna wear? And maybe I ain't gonna wear nothing, but I make sure I'm glistening down with some little glitter on, or what am I doing? So now it's the eagerness coming in, and now it's the excitement of getting together with each other. So now there's that slow dance that we see on the dance floor going on in the bedroom because now we had some anticipation with wanting to get together sexually.
Hey, I can dig it. Wanda says, come to think of it, in my 57 years of living, the only men I have respected are married men, never any single men. You know, it's funny because and I don't know if this
Come
is
on now.
too much information. Me and my wife went to a couples weekend. It was like our first swingers couple weekend when we first got married. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I was so shocked and nervous and just kind of like, wow, who we gonna see? This is for all married couples. You know what I'm saying? This is all married couples, like-minded couples. Mm-hmm. And when we first got there, one of the couples had saw me on social media and recognized me, and it was like, he a chef. So when we got there, it was like everybody setting up, they grabbed their room, and it was like, well, look, let's go get the food for the weekend. And one of the dudes was like, hey, big man, a chef. I follow him on social media. And it was like, oh, he's a chef, so he gonna do the cooking. So everybody like started getting their money together, and they just gave me the money to go shop for the weekend. And it was like 3 of the women was like, well, I'm riding with him since he was the chef. I want to, and it was just like, I was like, Chris, you want to come? And she was like, I'm a little tired. I might lay down and chill. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I ain't finna leave my woman here with these motherfuckers. And you know what I'm saying? But then I'm kind of excited. Like, I got 3 women want to ride with me because I'm the chef. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So she like, the guy like, man, I'm gonna look out for her. She cool. Ain't this first night. Ain't nobody trying nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I just sat there, and all of these men were older than me. And you know how you form these opinions in your head about what you don't understand about something. So I'm like, man, these guys old, they can't get hard. They just want somebody to hit their wife. That's why they being so nice to me. You know what I'm saying? That's the opinion my ego formed that in my head. Okay. And as the weekend went by, man, I saw these couples and how much they loved and respected each other and jumped at each other, wiping each other's mouth when they eat. Their level of affection is so pure. And it was just like, man, these folks love each other, man. These, for lack of these folks have something. The sister said something earlier, and it makes so much sense. It said that's why it's important to be with a person you actually like. Because I actually like Chris. I swear to God on my life, if Chris met a man tomorrow that wanted to take her from me and she wanted to go, I would be like, cool, you gonna pick up Crystal tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? I like her.
Right.
I like her for who she is.
Right.
I like her as a person.
Yes,
I like her more than I like her sex. I like her more than I like her body. I remember going to visit this couple. It's not a couple. When I was cooking, I would always every Saturday take food to like the old folks' homes. Okay. And I remember seeing this lady in there talking to her husband, and it was like, this motherfucker couldn't say a word, and she would be talking to him and just laughing, holding his hand, shaking his hand. And I would sit there and I would watch them eat together, and she would try to feed him the little salad, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And they would be laughing. He wouldn't be laughing. He was just sitting still, and she would be laughing. And I said, ma'am, I don't want to be offensive. I said, but you having a good time in here. She said, I know exactly what he would be saying. She was like, if you really watch his eyes, you can see him when he laughs. She was like, look at him. And that motherfucker eyes said, It's crazy because this lady was in there visiting her husband in a nursing home.
Yes, sir.
And she would sit there 6-7 hours a day watching TV with this man and laughing. And she swore and down, she knew what he would be saying back. That's how tight they was.
Right.
That's how tight they was.
Yes.
And it's crazy to me. I said something not too long ago to my homegirl. I said marriage and romance and fidelity is a fairly new thing on this earth.
It is.
It's a fairly new thing.
Right.
And men get such a bad rap a lot of times for just wanting another woman. And when I say that, women don't get that bad rap because women, we live in a patriarchy where a woman can't even say that. Well, a woman can't even say, you know what, every now and then I just want somebody to dick a little bigger than my husband, or somebody that's a little romantic than my husband, somebody that does a little more foreplay than my husband. A woman can't even say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A woman, that's taboo for a woman to say that. She's frowned upon for saying that. But then a man, when he said, it's kind of like, oh, nigga, you just being like granddad. It's like so amazing to me how these relationships and this thing that we're looking for, you can prove this thing so many ways more than fidelity. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like I can prove to my wife that I got your back and so-called love you in a billion ways outside of fidelity. And we put it on that fidelity, that number one thing.
Right. Well, because if we are honest, I'm going to take it back for a minute. If we're honest, in arranged marriage, okay, I know this hit from a different angle, but follow me. In arranged marriage, from the time you're born, you know who you're with. It's already picked. So there's no pondering, there's no wondering. And I believe that the statistics is it's 90% success rate. So for me, I had to really deep dive my internal understanding and spiritual understanding as to, well, why is it that when we have the freedom to choose, we don't do so good over here? But when it's already chosen, and when you are awakened, what I say by awakened is once you're a kid and that's going to be your husband, and you already know, once you get to becoming the adult you are and you go down the aisle, it's not a ponder. It's not a wonder. It's a knowing. Most people don't have a knowing of the person they marry. They're just hoping. Two different things. So we have hope versus know. Two different things. So why was arranged marriage looked down their nose at? Because, ooh, I don't want nobody to choose for me. I want to be able to choose for myself. I don't want that. I don't want someone to choose for me what I want. Okay, so we went ahead and let it be. And then we had to add a little something, because you can't just let people choose. We got to give them something to choose with and for. So now we're edging people on to getting into marriage and getting driven by marriage through what? Romance. So now we're putting everybody, we're starting, you got to remember now, we got to pay attention, but we don't. Pay attention. When you pay attention, you realize I've been coerced into being married for a long time. Since junior prom, they put me in a little dress, had me going in and having him in a little suit. It's cute, but is it? Or is that a coercion?
Social engineering or conditioning, like you're saying. Yeah.
Right. Now we go to prom, right? Oh, now we're still in a what? A dress, right? He's in a what? A suit, tux, whatever. Again, this is all coercion mentally. So now we get to becoming 25. Now we're getting nervous. Like, whoo, I haven't been chosen yet. He hasn't showed up. I got 60, 65, 70-year-old women still waiting for a husband. I'm talking about a husband. They're still waiting for a first-time marriage.
So, Carla, let me ask you something. Being a woman, and like you said, you know, you're not married, but you said you have a committed relationship, life partner.
Right.
How do you go about explaining to women? Say, for example, how I'm trying to say this the easiest way possible.
Okay.
The women that are in marriages and long committed relationships who ain't worried about their man stepping out. How do you tell a single woman, I'm not stupid, or I'm not just saying he could cheat, or I'm not into the patriarchy. I've just been treated so good, so well that just ain't something I'm thinking about. And I know I almost said it, but how do you get them not to look down on you? Or how do you get them not to look down on her? Because it's like I see so many women say, yeah, they married, but they married or in a relationship just to be in one. And if that man cheating on her, he don't love her, and she just said, how do you explain to a woman like, I ain't even thinking about that? Like, how do you know what I'm saying?
I
Or
just
you
try
just
to
can't?
I explain to them very clearly that it comes down to one thing. And like I said earlier, like that raw truth. I came away from romanticism and deep dived my soul into realism. So what I understand is I don't have control over no one else but me. So then I had to fall in love with me. I had to start working on self-loving. In that self-loving, it created a renewed version of understanding what real love is and how love is supposed to be. If I'm in love with a man and I care about him, I should want the best for him, not from what I want for him, because we would have been done something different if it was my way, especially if it was me. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been, this wouldn't have been working. If it was the old version of me, this wouldn't be like this. But because I've evolved into understanding it's not about what I want, it's about what he wants for himself and his own being. Not me. His living soul has his own desires, wants, and needs. And what happened for me was he was very clear on his sexual truth to himself, not me, to himself. He said, I can't make no promises about that.
But somebody gonna say you stupid for agreeing with that though, Carla. How do you
agree. I didn't agree with it. But what I did was, well, let me check in on my sexual truth. So I then did my own internal understanding of my sexual truth, not based upon what he said, but I had to go back to the Playgirl rears and really start dissecting. Well, when I was in my freedom, no husband, no nothing keeping me in this indoctrination. What was I really? How was I flowing sexually? I had
so
to get
what you're
real.
saying is you understood him saying I can't make no promises because you have been at a point in your life where you said you can't make no promises.
Yes. And I understood also that it really isn't about promising me anything. It's about promising yourself to be true in your sexual truth. And so then I had to come to terms with my own sexual truth.
You said something, and in America, we say arranged marriages, like that arranged marriage. But you know, I think an arranged marriage in America is when you decide to not chase your type. Because I know personally, when I say your type, you know what you're attracted to.
With these eyes, pick, not the third eye. With these eyes, physical eyes choose. Not
with the physical eyes. Yeah. You know, me chasing a certain type of woman always before Chris.
Yes.
It's like I didn't have bad experience with no woman because I never had bad experiences with women because I was always honest. Yeah. But as long as I'm chasing some tall and dark skin and slim with natural hair and a nose ring and some waist beads, I was getting satisfied lustfully. And that, don't get me wrong, I met some great women like that. Right. But when I looked up and saw Chris, and it wasn't like she was ugly to me, she just wasn't my type. She wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's when I got to know, wow. Like I picked her for who she was. You know what I'm saying? Wanda Jackson said something that I think is funny. She said, I think single women should be in a swinging situation with a married couple. That's the only way they understand. I agree with her. I agree with her. You know what I'm saying? Carla, I wanna talk about this one day. Just real life, a real sex talk. Meaning this.
Okay.
I feel like, and I don't care, but I feel like in my life, I get looked down upon as a man for having an open relationship. I do. I've heard men. I've been in places with men and conversations with men, and men say, "You got an open relationship? You'll let somebody crack your wife, motherfucker? You crazy, man? You crazy? Blah 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 blah. You a bitch ass nigga. You ain't no alpha male. You a beta male. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And whereas me,
really?
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Wow.
I agree with what you said earlier. Romanticism versus realism. I just don't think is me, in my personal opinion. I just don't think it's realistic for a person to never look up and want to enjoy somebody else's company.
Well, now, okay, so let me stop you right there before we go any further on that. I think this is my perspective on miogamy because you know I created it.
Yeah.
I believe that whenever, as a person, a human being, a living soul is on this planet, they may come in contact with someone that moves them to the point where there's no time and space in between them. They are just locked. And it's not because they're trying to be monogamous, they just are monogamous. That makes sense?
Yeah, I
So
get it. I get it.
it's not that I am trying to be this. I just am. There's no room here. It don't have nothing to do with I'm trying to be this. When you're trying to be something, you're not. Okay? Now, if you get too caught up in saying, "Well, I got all these people, I'm in the poly world. I love this and that," and you are flowing well. That's all great. There's nothing wrong with sexual freedom if that's what y'all flow in. But the truth of the matter is, in poly, you still have individual monogamous relationships with each
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're talking about the dynamics of the relationship with relating to the people you're involved with. So regardless, we can be I'm this or I'm that. It doesn't matter. Either way, if you're in a poly relationship and you don't know about monogamy, you're going to have a problem because each one of them are going to be with you one on one. And in the one on one times, if you don't understand what that means, they are going to want designated time just with you. They may not always want all the sister wives always around. They may be
Yeah.
like, look,
I see what you had kind of lost me a little bit, but I see what you're saying. It's basically like a ding-a-ling can't be in but one hole at one time.
you said it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just like you said, you said realism over romanticism. I just personally, in my human standing,
Okay.
I just can't fathom the idea of somebody saying, I want you
Mm-hmm.
and only you, and I don't want nobody else ever again. And I don't see nobody else that I'm tempted by. You know what I'm saying? There have been situations where I've met a woman and she didn't even give me none. But it was just like this woman just clicked with me so hard. Like when you said that song, I love you where there is no space or time. It's just like there have been situations that I have met women and I told Chris about them because I always tell my wife about my situation. Sometimes she said, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear it and I said, why? And she said, because nigga, I'm jealous. You got something going on and I ain't got nothing going on. It's easier for you than me. And that's how honest we are. But I've been in situations where I met a woman and she like, I don't mess with married men. And it made me like her even more. But over time, as we have conversations, this woman has helped me grow in so many ways. And I ain't even get to sleep with her. But in this world,
you did sleep with her.
Just because you even talking to a woman and that's not your wife, you cheating or there are times that my wife tell me this is all the time. And I can understand this. This is something she say all the time. She said, Javon, you so sharp. She said, I like talking to a man that make me feel like I'm smarter than him. You know what I'm saying? When she say smart, I guess it's a situation. I made a post the other day, and this is how I feel. And one of the sisters agreed with it. Mm-hmm. If a woman don't feel like a child to her man, he can't lead her. What you think about that?
If a woman can't feel like a child?
If a woman don't feel like a child to her man, almost like she's answering to her father, he can't lead her.
To a degree, yes, I agree.
Yeah. So the point that I'm making is my wife, I'm so nonchalant. I don't speak on anything unless it's something that needs to be spoke on. And I don't lie or try to weasel myself out of situations. So for lack of a better word, my wife say, I feel like you always teaching me. I feel like you're always teaching me and I'm always learning from you, but I don't feel like you be learning from me and I'm teaching you. I said, well, baby, that's because I'm the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So when she meet a guy and she got all this wisdom she didn't learn from me,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll be telling me, yeah, he asked me this. I don't understand how he don't understand that. And she's like, I be kicking my Javonisms and I be and these niggas be worshiping me because they think I'm so smart. And I could understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look down on her and say, damn, you
Yeah,
like the nigga just because he you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He be hitting, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that makes her feel dope that some guy worships her mind.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas I think she's a brilliant woman, but I don't worship her for her mind because I worship her for who she is to me. You see what I'm saying? So in our relationship, I would always tell my wife, and I would always tell her, and she working on her PhD, I was joking. I said, you're never going to be smarter than me because you can't filter your knowledge through your emotions. And she didn't like that at first. And then the more degrees she got, she was like, you know what? You're right. She's like, we can have a discussion about some. Both of us got a master's in education, and we'll be talking about some, and we'll be talking about, and I'm talking about pedagogy. I'm talking about scientific method. I'm talking about reasoning and logic. And she like, but the little girl like me. I'm like, you can't do that. And she's like, you know what? There go again. I'm finna lose my job and my emotions, and I'm abandoning my knowledge.
Yes,
so
sir.
you know, but like I said, I've had men tell me, nigga, you a cuckold, or you weak, or you're not an alpha male. And I'm like, to me being honest, to me seems more like, I'm not saying, you know, you can cheat if you want to, because I don't ever want to get hurt. No, I really don't care.
No, but the problem is the gentleman that's judging you about you and saying all of the things they're saying to you is because they are not okay with their sexual truth, and you have a sexual freedom. So the truth is, it's not necessarily that they're putting you down, because what they're saying to you is what they would say to themselves is if they had the freedom, because they're scared of freedom in sexuality. The truth of the matter is, a lot of men that say something like that shocks me that they say that to your face. But okay, if they're going to say that, ask them, do you know your sexual truth? Or have you now reduced your sexual truth down to one woman because you can't handle it if you did have an open relationship? Don't judge me because you don't know what it is.
Look, watch this. This would be so funny. You know what I always say to them? But y'all niggas cheating.
Exactly.
Everybody. I said, I'm living an honest life of integrity.
Exactly.
And y'all cheating.
Right. But you know why, though? Most men, and I say this all the time, the men that love to cheat are often liars to themselves. That's just what it is. They have to lie to themselves because that's what they get so-called in trouble for with the woman they lie to.
Yeah. Wow.
That's all it is. They're liars to themselves. That's what cheaters are. Because real men that are doing what they really do and are cold with it and tell you from the jump, look, girl, it is what it is. I got old girl at home at the crib. You want to come and kick it with me or not? Women that say, well, I don't want to do all that, and end up in the car with him, buckling their seatbelt and getting all in and driving to the location to spend time with him. Obviously, he's like, look, you can't come at me on no bullshit because I already told you what it is. You got in this car and buckled your seatbelt in and rode with me to the spot. We got it in, we went, but you know what it is. I got old girl at the crib. Don't call her on no bullshit. She already knows what I'm doing.
I had a friend I had met, and when I say a friend, that just means somebody I slept with. That's just my way of saying stuff.
Okay.
I had a friend I had met maybe 2 years ago. She was a great woman. Okay. And she was in transition in relationships with her baby father, and we met. And you know, I was honest with her, and she was kind of intrigued about the two wives thing. She was kind of intrigued, but you know, I don't know. I couldn't do that, and blah 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 blah. And so yeah, one night we went out. Yeah, exactly. One night we went out, and we had a couple of drinks, and I was like, look, I ain't drinking like that because I got to drive. And she was like, well, I don't want to get tipsy, and you won't get tipsy because I might, let myself go or whatever. I was like, cool. Well, shit, we ain't got to do nothing. We had a good time. And on the way home, she was like, well, I wish we could get some more to drink and blah, blah, blah. I was like, the liquor store closed, but I got some liquor at the house. And she was like, you really would take me by the house to get some liquor? I was like, yeah, I told you about my situation. And she was like, yeah, but I didn't believe it. I just didn't believe you were being honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm being honest. She was like, well, look, I ain't gonna front. I want to kick it with you longer. She's like, I just feel like I want some liquor because I'm nervous. You a big nigga. She's like, you a big nigga. I'm kind of scared. I'm a little girl. I said, okay. So we come by the house and I get out of the car and she like, you really finna go in there and get some liquor? I was like, yeah. So I had called my wife, like, look, I'm about to stop by the house and get some liquor. Me and the old girl together. So she like, you really finna go in there? And then she was like, can I come in? And I was like, sure. So I come in and I'm grabbing the liquor and Chris come out the room and Chris like, hey, how you doing? Such and such. He told me so much about you. And she gave Chris a hug and they got to talking. And I'm sitting there like, bitch, get up, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come here to get the liquor so we can leave. And my wife talk your head off. They sitting in the living room talking and she just talking and talking and talking and talking. And finally we left. And in the process of talking, my wife told her something that I had told her. My wife was like, well, I think you should go back with your baby daddy. You should be with your baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? And it was so cool. We did it with our thing. And the last time I hollered at her, I was like, yo, what's good? We had fun, blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, I'm back with my baby daddy. Your wife, like, I really respect your wife. She's so smart and this, that, and the other. And what she said made so much sense. So I'm back with my baby daddy. And, I'm being faithful. I said, so what? Really? You gonna fuck her? You, it's okay for me to mess on my wife with you, but now you back with your baby daddy. You gonna be faithful. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the point that I'm making is when she got to sit down and have a conversation with Chris, you talking about two women. Let me tell you something. When I said about Lynn and Chris, and this is what people don't believe. When two women like a guy and they can sit there and talk and not be evil, you're talking about a true conversation.
Right.
Seeing two women relate as friends, as sisters.
Yeah.
Because there's no competition.
None.
So what you getting is a conversation of, so how do you do this with him? How you do this?
Right.
Da, 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 da. And I'll never forget when I was in school, my third grade year. This is when I knew I was gonna be poly. And I'm gonna send you some pictures. When I was in the seventh grade, we had this thing called the Sadie Hawkins dance. And this is what's crazy.
Okay.
I didn't realize it till my aunt sent it to me. When I was in the seventh grade, the Sadie Hawkins dance is when the girls ask the boys to like a little prom dance.
Right.
And I remember I was going with this one girl and, just being fast. She was like, will you go with me to the dance? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, but you my boyfriend. You supposed to go with me. I was like, I want to finger somebody after the dance. I want to finger somebody. I want to tongue kiss and finger somebody. And she was like a good girl. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to do all that. I said, no, I'm going with somebody else. Then if you ain't going to give me no kiss and let me finger you, I'm going to go with somebody else. So she was like, okay, that's all good. But, we better take a picture and you my date, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about the other girl. So I'm like laughing it off. So then this other girl asked me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going with you. The next day, I see them two in the cafeteria talking. This seventh grade, 12, 13 years old. They talking about what color they gonna wear. They gonna pick their dress out. You know what I'm saying? They both going with me.
Right.
That was in the seventh grade. But to take it back further, I remember in the I think I was in the third grade, the song Guy.
Which one?
You said you never leave me, but fairy tales don't always come true. And I remember I'm gonna do this song, and I wanted a backup dancer. So I went and asked the girl that I like to be my backup dancer.
God, hilarious.
The two other girls that liked me was like, I'm backup dancing too. Why they sat there and practiced a backup routine for me. And I just remember somebody say, who your boyfriend? Javon. Who your boyfriend? Javon. Who your boyfriend? Javon. And they did not care at all. The world hadn't corrupted them to the point where them girls was like, this is the tall, cute guy in our class. He run the fastest. He got curly hair. He be singing and stuff. We go with him. Yeah. And they created a background routine, and I'm up there singing like I'm Aaron Hall, and I look back and they doing they shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me realize women don't care. Women don't care like that. It's just about, am I gonna be a part of the team? Am I gonna be left? Are you gonna leave me for her? I know I said that was a lot, but I just remember in those instances where I would come home and Chris and Lynn would be in here doing each other hair or having a good time. And I would be like, these motherfucking women really ain't jealous of each other.
No. Well, the reason was that, well, let me explain why though. Because this is where it gets sticky. The only time you get cheated on is by a liar to a self. You don't lie to yourself about your sexual truth. I am going to go over there and blow this woman's back out, and I'll be back.
I say nail it to the cross. Sometimes they get nailed to the cross upside down.
Well, however you're doing it, I don't know what you're doing.
You don't want to get nailed to the cross upside down. That's when I leave. Like,
however you're doing it,
crosswork.
You will give them the raw truth, and nobody loves. Everybody has. I don't know how many men. Well, you were on the post. Some dude was like, "Well, I'm just gonna lie. All women want liars." I'm like, actually, women want the truth. They just don't want the guy that lies to himself. Because when a man is rehearsing in his soul and spirit, my sexual truth is this. I'm cool with like 2-3 women. My capacity is right here about snug. I'm snug and tight at about 4. Might rotate 5, but now I'm stretching it a little bit. If a man knows his sexual truth and sits the lady, the main chick, down and says, look, I can see me loving 2 or 3 women at the same time. And I might like a couple more. But this is the capacity, man. I'm not gonna go past that. A woman's gonna be like mad as hell. That's gonna be her first initial response. And if she transforms like me, like I did, and said, well, what did you say? You said what again? Okay, well, let me go on down at the house and digest this shit real quick. Let me think about some shit. Let me go back into the memory lane. Now I got to go back to Playgirl years and remember what the hell I was doing. I'm like, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, I always have loved handsome men. I'm not going to change that. Now, do I like them? Yes. And I'm now to the point where I'm like, you know what? I've always had that. There's never been a time I haven't.
Because you look like if you don't do nothing, you're going to get your goddamn compliments and get your goddamn flirt on. If you don't do nothing, you look like the chick that's that damsel in distress. Oh, I can't even open the door. It's so heavy. You look like you're going to do that shit. If you don't do nothing, you're going to get can you reset for me? You know what I'm saying?
I was door dashing today. And this man was complaining about, man, I didn't get my food and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's like, oh. I was like, listen, you can get the premiere and all this. I'm telling him. He's like, all right. He's like, so you got any change or whatever? I'm like, well, I mean, I only have like big bills, but he's like, I'm trying to give you like 30 on top off the rip. I'm like, I don't have enough change. And he's like, here's a 50, man. Here's your tip. I'm like, he shut me down. I ain't got to work for the rest of the night. But again, it's little challenging things. Like, I'll be like, oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, I love it. And so men are like, oh damn, she seen me. Like, oh yes. I say, you know what? Look at your karma. I'm opening the door for you today. He's like, oh.
You know what, Miss Carla, you're saying something that's so real women don't understand, and these gold diggers and these married women and women like you in committed relationships that ain't worrying understand. A man just want to be recognized, his qualities, meaning this. If you take a woman out and she don't offer the tip,
right,
that don't make me look down on her.
Right.
But if she do offer the tip, woo-wee, boy, you got me.
Right.
Boy, you show me you appreciate me. And a woman said, let me get that tip for you.
Right.
Man, like I said, if she don't offer to pay the tip, I don't look down, bitch, you in. But if she do,
right.
Or if y'all sitting there having some drinks, you with a woman, and she said, shit, what you drink? Let me get you around. What? Boy, you got me. You got me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you, even if I said, no, I'm paying. But if she just offer, look, we done had 4 lemon drops. Look, let me buy you one. You got me.
Yeah.
And I think that's just game, like you were saying about when we was talking about the game that women can learn and be taught. And it's just some women got that game. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and it's really the truthfulness of a woman. I call it game, but it's really them being their genuine self.
I recently, I'm planning on doing workshops, and I want you to come to one, you and Chris.
Yeah.
In March, okay? And so I'm sitting at this table with my husband energy and my other client. Both of them are clients, but it's me and 2 men.
Yeah.
Both of them are like, hey, I'm standing at the, he wanted us to go check out these donuts that were made as croissants and donuts or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm standing there and I'm like, I don't really want a donut, but I will take a smoothie though. Both of them are reaching in their pocket to get the money to cover the smoothie. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh, woo. He's like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You're good. I'm like, am I? Let me go sit myself down because I ain't used to all of that. That's a lot. Not that I'm not used to it, but when it was 2 men, like, you don't got to worry about nothing.
And they ain't jealous of each other.
No, not
like
even
he
that.
know. Both of them know. I ain't mean to cut you off, but this is so important. That's what I felt when I was at that swingers convention. Both of these men know I'm here because this woman do massage body work on me. He looking at that man, know, hey man, the way that woman make me feel, I got her back, and that's my motherfucking bitch in my head, whether I'm fucking her or not. And that other guy saying, just like Color Purple, that's my bitch too, nigga. So let me pay for the motherfucking smoothie, and they can dap each other up like Color Purple when they smash the egg on the head. Shit, I had her last week. I got an appointment next week. God damn it, they understand why each one of them standing there. That's what I mean.
And then I want the women to hear that because I want y'all to understand the power of us single women having male energy when we're trying to plan something, because men are the bomb when it comes to trying to create. I'm a woman, so I'm looking at it like, where would be my deficiency? Men know about they know about the numbers. Well, girl, you can just do this. Here's this. Girl, you can do this in this many days. He had it all mapped out. I was like, oh, you know what? I've been needed this. I like to plan, but normally I'm always trying to conjure up women and we're trying to talk and nothing ever gets done. By the time I got done from this energy with these 2 men in this space, let me tell you something. I had
you cream all over yourself. You creamed? Did you cream?
I was like this. I had all my stuff in a row. The men had it all lined up. They're like, this is how many days you need. This is how much time you need. This is how much money you're going to make. You know what? Ladies, I'm trying to tell y'all something. You've got to have masculine energy to create what you're trying to build.
Miss Carla was sitting in between them 2 men creaming. You gonna get me a bagel? You gonna get the smoothie? Oh Lord, I'm creaming all over. I'm just fucking with you. Hey family, y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. This is Random Raving Wednesdays with me and my co-host Carla. Y'all tune in, tap in, and turn on to my guy Trav tomorrow at 9:30 on Facebook. We love y'all. Peace.
Good night.